2019. And then Gordon prevailed against Gustavo Fernandez in 2021. And last year, Joachim Gerard claimed the first title as a non-British player and returns this year as the reigning and defending champion, as I just mentioned. It's a beautiful day of weather. There's our first sighting of Joachim Gerard. Broad and burly, the Belgian #1. And he's down right at the foot of this wheelchair draw as the second seed, 34 years of age, up against a man today who's 5 years his junior, and a left hand is Dermot Bailey. This tournament featuring some of the world's leading players, of course, and that man very much one of them. Very much a strong contender as the defending champion and 2021 Wimbledon singles champion, Gordon Reid. Was the Wimbledon champion in 2016, Joachim in 2021. And we've got the 2019 Queen's Club singles champion as well in, and the 2022 Wimbledon singles finalist Alfie Hewett also taking part. He's on #1 court, not before 2 p.m. today. He takes on Asif Abbasi, Pakistani born, resides in East London. So we're just awaiting Dermot, by the looks of things, to get his racket regripped, and then we can get the warm-up underway and the formalities. Paul Hand and Anna Smith. Anna, should be a good match, this one.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to say that Joachim Gerard has got to be the favourite here. You just look at his performances on the grass and just how dominant he is. I think his game just really suits it. So it's going to be interesting to see what Dermot Bailey can do to really hurt him today.
Yeah, he's such a strong, burly game, hasn't he, the Belgian? Just so powerful off of both wings, and when he's finding his spots with that big serve as well, he's a real force to be reckoned with, as we saw last year. He started wheelchair tennis at age 12, did Joachim, on the left of your picture. He says he prefers a clay court in his profile, which I fail to understand, frankly, because he's such a strong, fast court player. He's the world #4 at the moment, up against Andrew Penny, who's the world #65. It's a first meeting between the two. So there's obviously a technical hitch here that needs to be sorted before we can crack on. Pointing to the far side of the court for some reason. That's where the practice court is, adjacent to this glorious court 5. Well, we'll be enjoying all 3 men's wheelchair singles quarterfinals on court 5 together, and our BBC audience at 2 p.m. will pop over with me to court 1 to join Alfie Hewett's match against Asif Abbasi. You're welcome to stick with us all day here on 3. The LTA YouTube with court 5 for the entirety. But hopefully, this weather, we can make serious headway into our generous order of play today. And of course, in the men's event, the able-bodied event, we've got De Minaur and Manarino. They go toe-to-toe. Right now, out on centre, Musetti takes on Runa, Korda against Kanori, and Akaraz, the world #1 and top seed, world #2 I should say, top seed, takes on Grigor Dimitrov, who had to qualify this year. Here we go then, let's see if we can listen into the coin toss. Got a generous high five at the net, and I'm pretty sure, if my reading serves me well, Dermot Bailey won the toss and elected to serve. So as the warm-up begins, we roll through a little spiel about the two players. But this is a really tough ask for the left-hander from Kettering in Northamptonshire, 29 years of age. As we say, ranked 42 in the world at the moment. Has been a top 25 player 4 years ago, back in November 2019. He's had a reasonable season. He's won 5 matches, lost 4. And he's a former junior world number 6 back in 2012. As I say, it is a first meeting between these two. There's 5 years between them in terms of experience, favouring Joachim Gerard at 34 years of age. But this man here, a semi-finalist here in Queens in 2019. So today he's into his 3rd appearance. Former British number 3, who made his Paralympic debut at Tokyo a couple of years ago, 2021. But he's not a full-time player. He combines his wheelchair tennis career with his career in accountancy. Good safe bet there. So if you need any numbers done, he's the man. So, will the left hand of Dermot Bailey hinder and hamper Joachim Gerard, the big Belgian, his opponent today? It's certainly a tough ask. We know about Gerard's pedigree on a grass court, and you'd imagine that Dermot will have to be at the peak of his powers to contest this. And his opponent, Joachim Gerard, is the defending Cinch Championships singles champion after beating Andrew Penny, Alfie Hewitt and Stefan Houdet last year. Gerard is Belgium's only wheelchair tennis medalist after his bronze at Rio 2016. He's ranked 4 in the world right now, but has been at the pinnacle of the game after he won the NEC Wheelchair Masters back in December 2016. And he's a Wimbledon champion as well as of a couple of years ago. He won the title there, as we mentioned, back in 2021. He's won 19 matches this year. Been a good season, only lost 9. Incidentally, he's won that year-end Masters 4 times in 5 years between 2015 and 2019. So he's very decorated, very respected, and a lovely man off court. I can vouch for that. He's a very warm fellow. Certainly very, very strong. When you get down courtside beside him, he really is very broad, very, very strong in the shoulders and arms. No work has been shunned, you can tell. But it's a big frame, Anna, to lug around, isn't it?
It is. I think it was last year that we were talking about. We watched him practice, and just the kind of the size of him and the presence that he has on court, and just the weight of the shot as well. He mentioned on the just the echo of the ball off the strings as well, and you can just see here the pace that he's able. You can hear it on the sound effects on the microphones as well.
Yeah, to me, he's a real Goliath of wheelchair tennis, this man on the bottom left of your picture. His serve +1, when that's on, it's really tough to compete against him. He's got a very assured, assertive, bossy game. And he's got plenty of Grand Slam miles on the clock as well, having won in Wimbledon, which is a week away come Monday. Was back in 2021, but if he gets his teeth in, he's a tough man to stop. And of course, tennis is all about match momentum. Can he get off to a good start? Yeah, it was the perfect grass court preparation last year for Gerard. Ramped up his preparations for the 3rd Grand Slam of the year. He'll be hoping, well, indeed both of them will, to do exactly the same this year. Push deep in this tournament. Wheelchair event always starts at the last stage. Quarterfinals here. Who will it be that makes their way into the... Well, he did Joachim Gerard over 2.5 hours to fend off the world number 2. Alfie Houdet 6-7, 6-2, 6-2 in that semi-final at Queen's last year. But then with the top seed beaten, the Belgian world number 7 made much lighter work of the 2nd seed, Stefan Houdet, in the final. So confirmation of this match we'll be watching. It's going to be Joachim Gerard of Belgium, the 2nd seed, who takes on Britain's left-handed Dermot Bailey. And you're in the company of Anna Smith and Paul Hand to enjoy this one with you. So it is indeed going to be Dermot Bailey to get this quarterfinal clash underway. Thought that was a pretty smart serve from the left-hander, just trying to tangle up Joachim on his forehand body there, but it came back with interest. Anna, this time last year we were out on the practice courts, weren't we, watching Gerard practice, and he was working on a lot of serve +1, return +1, wasn't he, with his coach?
Yeah, I think that the return was the thing that really stood out. The way that he wheels in and takes the ball so early. You can already see there maybe a little bit of pressure on the Bailey 2nd serve. You can see, you mentioned he's such a big presence, and him just really moving forward, looking to try and take the return inside of the baseline. Already feeling it from Bailey.
Yeah, he's determined to get an early lift here, isn't he, the Belgian? You can feel it. So there's the early break of serve for Joachim Gerard. He'll be delighted with that. Not so for Dermot Bailey. Didn't really find much serve rhythm there to impede and hinder Belgian, who's rolling around with authority. This is what he does. He likes to get stuck in early and just snuff out any opponent's interest.
I think that's one of his strengths, isn't it? But also, again, the pressure that he's able to build up, and then again with the serve that he has, it's just such a formidable pairing, really, isn't it? Then you look at the return from Bailey as well, it wasn't that bad, he got pretty good depth, but as soon as it goes into the slot of the Gerard forehand, it just comes back with interest.
There's another telling blow from the serve of the Belgian. Once he gets into a rhythm there, it's tough to compete against him.
Just forcing a little bit on the return. That's what Gerard does. You know you've got to find a way to get the first strike in the rally, and sometimes that causes you to overpress a little bit.
Gerard holds on then. Very first service game. So 2-love then, first set.
Just making it look easy at the moment, isn't he? I think Bailey's just really struggling with understanding what he can do to hurt Gerard. There's not too many weaknesses in his game, are there?
Well, I think that he's just very, very experienced as well, isn't he, with his serving patterns and how he backs up. His +1 is very, very good.
Spoken at length as well, haven't we, about the manner that he has on court, just the presence and that kind of cool, calm and collected sort of thing that he gives off, and the routine he has before the serve. There's not really anything that can rattle him either.
Oh, it's a wonderful point from the British left-hander. Just got a little tangled there. It's a good quality return.
Smart play as well, isn't it? Going jamming Bailey up. It's a percentage play.
Sense he really needs to find a way of holding on here.
Needs a few more first serves, doesn't he? Hasn't been able to land enough so far.
That's terrific. And on cue, he heard you, Anna. Spiked that one down the tee. Beautiful delivery. Plenty of swing on it as well, making Joe Gerard really stretched to the max there. An excellent game from Dermot Bailey, and with that he's on the scoreboard, and that'll feel really welcome to him. There'll be a big sigh of relief, I'm sure. After 9 minutes, it's Gerard in the ascendancy with a break of serve, 2-1 to the good. Well, we've got plenty of tennis for you today. Andrew Penny takes on Stefan Houdet next on this court. A British-French clash, that is. And then following that, not before 3 p.m, is Gordon Reid and Manoj Kant. Sundaram of Indian heritage. On court 1, Alfie Hewitt, as the top seed from Great Britain, takes on Asif Abbasi of Pakistan. That's not before 2 o'clock local time here in London. Gerard, 2-1 up.
Just those little opportunities, isn't it, that you feel that Dermot Bailey's really got to take.
Yeah, the slice so effective in just cutting through your opponent's court, skidding and darting on landing.
But again, you feel like he had the opportunity to get the ball back into play. Got to find a way to make Gerard play a volley on that ball.
Oh, wonderful. Flashing backhand return from Dermot Bailey from the top draw. That one. That's what he needs on the first point of a return game, ideally, Anna, doesn't he? Not at 40 love.
Yeah, he does. No, but he's just struggled a little bit. There's always a little bit more freedom, isn't there, when it's 40 love and not quite as much pressure. But like you say, the first couple of game points are really crucial, and he just hasn't done that in the opening couple of service games.
Freebie there, unusually from Gerard.
Better depth though from Bailey, wasn't it, on the return? Got it landing from the east.
Mixing his serve up nicely, finding his spots, Joachim Gerard. He holds on. Good consolidation game from him. 3-1, he leads. Rather high, didn't it? Making it. Bailey was part of the victorious 2019 World Team Cup campaign for Great Britain. They were victorious 4 years ago with him, as they were this year as well without him. But he was in the team, as I say, 4 years ago alongside Houdet and Reid to win the title. That's a lovely pattern of play there. Yes, a Great Britain men's and junior teams becoming World Team Cup champions in Vilamoura in Portugal in early May. It was Ben Bartram that was alongside our top two to help Great Britain lift the trophy for the third time since 2015. Scoreboard pressure weighing heavy on Dermot Bailey at the moment. Once you're a break of serve down, it sort of tightens your game a little. There's not the flexibility and the free-flowing nature. That's a great dig from Joachim Gerard. Really good work. Very tenacious there.
Strained every sinew, didn't he, to find a way. I didn't think he was going to get up to it, and somehow managed just to get a racket underneath the ball before it's double bounce and gets the double break in this opening set.
Yeah, feeling good about his plight right now. 4-1 he leads. Keeping the snacks going in sensibly. Enjoying a little bit of welcome shade momentarily. That's 5-star treatment, that, isn't it? She'll be feeding him grapes next.
Well, you never know what's going to happen. I do see a little Tupperware box there, so maybe she will.
I think he's got the dates in there, I would imagine. Such a tough man to compete against is Joachim Gerard. After being Houdet in the semi-finals here last year, he went on to make light work of the second seed Stefan Houdet in the final. Never let the Frenchman settle. Wrapped up the final 6-1, 6-2. So he's proving a real handful again, and he's got good early traction against Dermot Bailey here in his opening quarter-final. Things really looking up for the second seed at the foot of this draw. Here he is serving 4-1.
With the volley there, did he, Bailey? Gave Gerard another look at a passing shot.
Yeah, you've got to be firm and decisive against this man. Because he is that very definition himself. And on a grass court, it's quite a nuanced surface, isn't it, Anna? You've got to be pretty proactive and positive going after. This kind of favours first strike tennis. Brilliant. Piercing backhand down the line from Joachim Gerard.
We have seen glimpses though from Bailey, haven't we, of this opening set though, where he has been dominant, but it just hasn't happened quite often enough, and Gerard's got on the upper end of a lot of these rallies.
If you're not used to it, Dermot Bailey won't be, having never met before against Gerard. It's a heavy serve to get into the rally against. Just returning it is finding troublesome for this man. And on that, a really good strike from the Kettering-based Brit.
Slightly harder as well, isn't it, on a grass court? It's going to shoot through quicker. Timing's going to be more tricky. It stays a little bit lower.
Heating up his attack lines right now is Joachim Gerard. That was a wonderful firm service hold to 15. And he extends his lead, attempting to cut adrift his British opponent. 4-game cushion right now, 5-1 it is, favouring the Belgium #1, second seed here.
Misjudged that, didn't he? Just thought it was going long, but Gerard just had enough spin to bring it down at the edge of the baseline, and when luck isn't going in your favour, those kind of things drop in, don't they?
And that as well. It's got away from Dermot Bailey pretty quickly this set, has to be said. It's always a tough ask against Gerard on a grass court with all of the strength and power that he brings. He's so brawny, he can just hammer through the majority of opponents. Supported by the wheelchair tennis program, the LTA, is Dermot. Now then, 3 set points for the second seed. Yeah, again, a really early taken return of serve to get him across the line. And he offers up just the breadstick in that opening set, does the former world #1 and second seed here, world #4, Joachim Gerard, takes the opener by 6 games to 1.
Very impressive performance, wasn't it, from Gerard? Kind of felt he didn't really have to get out of second gear. Just knew exactly what he was able to do and just dominated from the very first point.
Yeah, Bossy very much behind his serve and return, the 2 key components, and he has them down very, very well. There are the numbers, Anna, in that opening set. 23 minutes, all he needed.
Just look at that first serve percentage, won at 90%. I think especially on grass, you've just got to be having those high numbers, don't you? And compared it to Bailey's serve, just winning the 41%, it's always going to be tough, especially when you look at how well that Gerard returns as well. It's a number that Bailey's really going to have to get up. You've just got to try and find a way to get more serves in, just be a little bit more dominant behind the serve and in his service games as well. But impressive stuff there from the #2 seed.
Yeah, very strong showing, wasn't it? The 3 breaks. And you can see how Dermot is struggling behind his second serve, of course, as you said, testament to the quality of the return of the Belgian. But if you do have to take on this man, you've got to be, and as we suggested at the beginning, at the peak of your powers pretty much, because he brings so much weaponry. Here he is then, at the start of set #2 here with his serve to come. Looking very, very imposing. Defending champion on a tear, halfway home already. LTA are hosting some terrific tournaments like this all around the country, but this is one of the pedigree tournaments, the real feather in the cap on the tournament calendar. Oh, he's missed it, having pushed so hard to get up there. He had options.
Space was down the line, wasn't it? Bailey did guess right. Maybe just the corner of his eye, and I felt he had to get a little bit closer to the line than he needed to.
Now you do sense that Dermot Bailey has to get some early traction in set 2 if he's to make a fist of this.
Hand there from Gerard, but I think you're absolutely right, Paul. He's got to just find a way to get some traction in the second set. He's got to try and hold on to his service game, see if he can just start putting a little bit more pressure on the Belgian. I don't really think he felt any of that in the opening set.
Well, redeeming the double fault with another searing first serve. Gerard was so familiar with that. He's just he's so well equipped in the first 2 shots of the game, isn't he? The serve and return and the +1. Well, half chance here for Bailey. And that is 10 out of 10. What a strike down the line off the backhand. Have some of that, he says.
That's exactly what he needed, wasn't it? Just he was in the slot of Bailey and he just let rip down the line, and all of a sudden, almost out of nowhere, he's got a break point on the Belgian serve.
First of the match for Dermot. Can he make something of this? Oh, he's missed. Switched on a couple of occasions in that game, did Big Joe Gerard, and he pays the price. He concedes his serve for the first time in the match. So after 4 minutes in set 2, it's Dermot Bailey, the left-hander from Kettering, who's up and running. That'll feel more like it for him. Encouraging signs. It's just a beautiful sun-kissed, warm summer scene, isn't it, out here at the Cinch Championships? Gorgeous green and purple, as we'll be seeing, of course, in a week or so at Wimbledon. Familiar colours in the summer sun, Anna. It's glorious.
Makes me want to get back out onto a grass court and play. It's an incredible atmosphere for them to play in.
Lovely though, it's a sort of balmy, sun-scorched scene.
Momentum, getting that early break and just giving Gerard a helping hand to get the momentum back. Hasn't managed to find a first serve in these opening couple of points.
Again, the early return from Gerard. He's determined to get back on terms immediately. That's the thing with these good players. They don't let you in. He has done. He knows he's made a mistake or 2 in that previous game, but look at the scoreline right now. Keen to make amends quickly. Tangling serve there, but you sense a little too late from Dermot Bailey, perhaps. What can he muster here?
Just needs a couple more first serves, doesn't he? It's been such a big difference when he's got that first delivery in.
Just enough pop on the serve, that'll do. Still a third break point for Gerard here. Oh, a lucky little nibble off the top of the net cord, assisting the Belgian. And he gets back on terms immediately. Locks in at 1 game all. Early stages of set 2. Looking pretty relaxed and comfortable out there.
There again, he doesn't get too stressed or too worried. Despite going an early breakdown here, he just does what he needs to do, and I just love the demeanour that he has on court, that relaxed presence.
Okay, so he was a little irritated there, felt he didn't hear the let, but the umpire certainly did. So we replay. Yeah, he's got his set plays honed again right now. The first serves are going in, the errors have stopped, and he's looking mighty bossy again. He headed out to a 40-love gain in the return game. Now he's got it on his own serve. Beautifully done, loaded with a little slice and side spin as well, and that is a really fast, business-like, purposeful hold from Joachim Gerard. Just moments ago, after 2 minutes in this second set, he was love 1 down. 7 minutes later, thanks for coming, 2-1 to the good.
Wants to get this done and dusted, doesn't he? He doesn't want to give Bailey any sort of momentum or any sort of confidence in this match. And like you said, very bossy couple of games that he's just played, and all of a sudden again the momentum has just shifted in the Belgians' favour.
Well, the LTA are hosting 5 indoor one-day events across the country again this year to help open up the sport to more people and to find the wheelchair tennis champions of the future. And this year the LTA will get tennis initiative days are being held in August, September and October. They are at the 26th of August at the National Tennis Centre in London, just around the corner from here. Sunday the 10th of September, we've got one in Chesterfield, LTC. Sunday the 17th of September, Oxtal Sports Park in Gloucester. And then Saturday the 23rd of September, Kingsley Tennis Centre in Borden. October, well, the date's to be confirmed, but that'll be in Norwich at the Eastern Tennis Centre. You don't even need your own sports wheelchair to participate, or a tennis racket. The LTA will provide all the equipment you need, so just get along there if you're motivated by this. It's terrific. What a game for life. Just get in touch with the LTA to support your wheelchair tennis journey. And all you've got to do is email disabilitytennis@lta.org.uk or get yourself along to one of the days that I mentioned. LTA attempts to inspire, attract and engage young people with physical impairments between 8 and 14 years particularly. but anyone welcome. Oh, that's glorious, really backing herself, and that, for me, Anna, was a mark of true confidence from the Belgian.
Yeah,
plenty of time around the ball, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. But we talk so much about the power that he has, but I think sometimes we sort of forget about the finesse that he has. He's able to use the drop shot. It's not just big forehands and big backhands. He's got the slice as well, the drop shots. I think that's been a little bit of the difference that been between the two players today. Gerard has got the power, but he also just has that ability to vary things up.
Didn't quite manoeuvre the chair into the right position there, you sense, Dermot. And in this, what you sense is a must-win game, suddenly he's a double break point down to the Belgian menace that is Gerard. Well, he sits quietly thinking that he found his mark there, Dermot Bailey, but it was indeed caught just out, unfortunately, and it is indeed Joachim Gerard that breaks again in the second set. Sharing 3 breaks of serve between them now. 2 to the Belgian. Set 3-1 to the good with his serve to come. Oh yeah, just too strong and too wide. Deadly accuracy and power from the second seed. This one's starting to pan out in the way many would have predicted. Great speed up to that from Dermot Bailey. That was superb. Mixing it up nicely.
I think Gerard probably wants this volley back. He had the whole court. Could have been a little bit more aggressive with it, but chose to go for the drop shot, and full credit to Bailey. You can just see straining every muscle. Really well controlled with the passing shot as well.
Again, another unreturnable, and that's been the sort of seismic difference between these two. He's just brought so much more with the serve and the return quality.
It's been the level of consistency as well from Gerard, hasn't it? We've spoken about Bailey just showing glimpses here and there, but Gerard has been, for the most part, the one point in, point out, has been able to bring the quality. And that's really been the key difference between the two players.
Yeah, a little bit too good with the lob there, and Joachim Gerard again squeezing hard now onto the shoulders of Bailey. He rolls to his chair with a heady lead. A 3-game cushion in set 2, 6-1, 4-1. In the driver's seat now, setting sail for home. So any disabled players, people watching Queens that are inspired to pick a racket and give it a go, can contact the LTA and they can help you find a local venue, which will help with providing equipment as well. Wheelchair Tennis Performance Pathway is what all of these British players are on very much on the radar, and they get quite a bit of assistance in their programs. But this man is tearing through one of them as we speak. Fascinating though, isn't it? What really caught my eye, a player can travel up to 10 kilometers in a 3-set match in wheelchair tennis and make up to 800 left and right turns. I mean, that's physically grueling, isn't it? No wonder Alfie Hewitt at the top of the season, pre-season, spent 3 sessions to 4 sessions in the gym every day. And remember, he's only working out his arms, so that is killer.
I was going to say, he won't be able to move them by the end of it. He's going to be so tired.
I don't think he could. There we go then. Set 4 down. Can he get some traction here, as he did in the opening game of the second, but unable to back it up? Dermot Bailey. And his opponent has so much variety as well, doesn't he, Gerard? He's got the drop shot, the angles, the slice backhand, the drive backhand. He can just do it all. He's a good all-court player. So you never can settle as an opponent of Gerard's, because you don't know really when to sit in your chair on the court. Well done. Lovely serve there. And for me, Anna, it's about finding those spots on serve more accurately, as he did there. Because if it's in the Belgian strike zone, he's just getting burned.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. I just think he hasn't been able to find that consistency. He has found it on occasions, getting that spot out wide, just getting it out of the strike zone. But like you said, there's been just too many of those where he's given Gerard looks at second serves, and we know how dangerous the Belgian is on those. Just the amount of pressure that he puts on you as well. You just saw there, just Bailey just going for a little bit more, and you just press a little bit too much, and the errors just come, and we've just seen that a little bit too often from Bailey so far today. And just a few too many double faults. He wants his double break, doesn't he, Gerard? Just here in that previous rally, how much he was trying to reach that passing shot, just couldn't quite find a way to get it in the court.
That's what the best players do, don't they? They don't just want to lead, they want to just grind you into the dirt. Literally, they're just very, very good front runners, and he's one of them. He's in the contenders conversation every time he competes. He's found that one as well. Really turning the screw now is Gerard. Breakpoint opportunity for the Belgian. And he gets across that line as well. Apart from that little blip early in the start of the second set, it's been all Joe Gerard thereafter. He looks relaxed and in control.
Late as anything.
Is serving for the match and a spot in the semi-finals.
lovely, wasn't it? Got that back spin and side spin as well. It just kept moving away from Gerard, just couldn't catch up.
Okay.
Super serve. So break back point here then. Dermot Bailey. He's fought tooth and nail to claw his way back into this match, but it's been a
Every time that there's been a little bit of an opening for Bailey, Gerard's found the first serve. Here for Dermot Bailey. Just heard a little groan of frustration there from Gerard. Routine backhand that he doesn't miss.
Opening the court beautifully there, Gerard. The backhand that did the damage.
Such a heavy ball, isn't it? Was always moving away from Bailey, and I thought he did pretty well to even just to rack it on it and get it back into the court. But again, Gerard just brings his best tennis when he needs to.
It's been a tough one today. A lot of size there from Dermot Bailey. Match point for Gerard. LA from Joachim Gerard as he wheels towards the net, having sent down another unreturnable serve. High five for his British opponent Dermot Bailey. Slayed 6-1, 6-1 in a fairly lopsided affair. Just had that extra gear, did Joachim Gerard. Shakes hands with the umpire, and he'll be pleased with that performance. Very businesslike. Little lapse at the start of set 2, but he brought it back, his concentration and his level very, very well to see off his British opponent, the world number 42. Downed with a couple of breadsticks after 49 minutes.
You summed it up well there, Paul. Very businesslike, wasn't it, from the number 2 seed there? Just did exactly what he needed to do. It's very solid on this. Same thing on the returns as well. Bailey just really couldn't get into too many of his service games. Joachim Gerard had so many points. You look at there, already broke 6, had 9 opportunities as well. And again, it was just a solid performance. Just didn't spend too much time on court as well. Didn't expend too much energy, and for Bailey. I think there were some positives. It was just that consistency. He wasn't able to string enough points together to really put the Belgium under any sort of consistent pressure.
So Gerard gets out of his chair, his sports chair, into his day chair, and there's that's his day done. Scrutinised and under assessment from his coach, no doubt, to see what he could have done better. These guys are real sticklers for the detail, of course. And, well, good experience for Dermot Bailey, the world number 42, 29-year-old. The junior world number 6 will go away and have plenty to work on. But it is indeed Gerard who's safely through to the semi-finals, right at the very bottom of this wheelchair singles draw. Up next, it'll be Andrew Penny, another Brit from Alresford in Hampshire, who takes on Stefan Houdet of France, the experienced 52-year-old. Welcome along to our second quarter-final of this men's wheelchair singles event, the Cinch Championships at Queen's Club. A match from the third quarter of the draw sheet, and the winner to take on Joachim, who lies in wait, having himself a fine win recently, 6-1, 6-1 over Dermot Bailey of Great Britain. Here's another British athlete in Andrew Penny. 65 in the world, has been 4 spots higher in this time last year, July 2022. He's a former junior world number 3, December a couple of years ago, and he's got a 75% win-loss ratio on tour at the moment. 12 wins, only 4 losses this year. Andrew Penny is making his second successive appearance at the Cinch Championships after reaching last year's doubles final, partnering Joachim Gerard. And he lost to Gerard in last year's singles quarterfinals. He's from Alresford in Hampshire. He was a county standard junior athlete in his early teen years, but a routine toenail operation left him with a CRPS and other complex difficulties. So now he's in the chair, but enjoying his tennis very much. A real avid sports fan. He ended both 2021 and 2022 by winning the men's singles at the LTA Wheelchair Tennis Nationals finals in Shrewsbury. So he's quite decorated, very strong national player, and just still making that transition into senior tennis, really. He's got a couple of senior career titles and 4 junior titles as well. Stefan Houdet, well, very decorated, barely needs introducing for those of you familiar with wheelchair tennis. He's ranked 17th in the world at the moment. Was former world number 1 back in June 2012, so 11 years or so ago now. 52 years of age, so there's 34 years between them. He's won 26 matches this year, has Stefan, only lost 6, so he's a 78% strike rate. But he's a qualified vet and a very, very good golfer. He's a couple of sets of twins like Roger Federer, who welcomed his latest child earlier this year. He's a runner-up at the Queen's Club in 2018 when wheelchair tennis was an exhibition tournament, and he's been a real campaigner behind wheelchair tennis, pushing for its involvement and its inclusion in terms of getting into the slams and bigger draws, just being more recognised all around the globe. Very, very passionate in every regard is Stefan. He was a 23-time Grand Slam champion. 19 of his Grand Slam titles have come in doubles, largely with Nicola Pfeiffer. But a very fine player. 53 singles titles, 125 doubles titles in all. We've never met in singles, these two. And of course, Andrew Penny, very much improved. But you sense that the Briton at the bottom of your picture in the blue cap will need to get some good early traction and get settled quickly into this match. Stefan sits pretty high in his chair. Many say that kind of helps with his leverage. It's going to be really interesting to see. Every year we like to see how these juniors are evolving, and Andrew Penny still in that kind of category, but moved nicely on the senior rankings. As I say, up to 65 in the world, but today he takes on the world number 17. It's going to be a tough ask. First meeting, as I say, so we don't know what to expect, but it is all about the start, Anna.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we saw a similar sort of thing in the previous match as well. You've got a vast difference in the amount of experience from both players, and I think it is going to be key that he does start well. These guys are such good front runners, and you don't want to give them momentum.
So it's an intergenerational clash. Andrew Penny, just 18 years of age, takes on 52-year-old Stefan Houdet of France. Experience against youth. is it going to be on this beautiful sunny day from West Kensington, Queen's Club? Court 6 adjacent is a glorious practice court. It's a wonderful setting, this, right beside the hospitality area. Our umpire for this one, Marko Savic. Andrew Penny to serve then to get this one underway.
Nothing.
Until 2018, Andrew Penny was a talented cricketer and tennis player, able-bodied until July of that year. And he contested the LTA Junior County Cup matches as a regular able-bodied athlete before a surgical procedure led to complications. He began playing wheelchair tennis in May 2019. It was all because of an infected toenail. He went on to be part of the Great Britain silver medal winning junior team at the World Team Cup last year.
15-14.
But he's just grappling with his serve rhythm a little here. Here's Penny. Houdet keen to take advantage. He's got a double break point. Telling length from the British player there. Just buckling Houdet into error.
That's what he's going to have to do a little bit as well, get good depth. Houdet's so adept at attacking and coming forward and really wants to try and push him behind the baseline as much as possible.
Houdet with a second break point opportunity here. Oh, that's brilliant. He just sensed and knew immediately, with a great sense of calm, the experienced French veteran, where Penny was, way behind the baseline there, and the drop shot was absolutely timely. Houdet then, the immediate break.
Just see as well the shot selection as well, that calmness. He knows exactly what type of shot to play when.
Houdet to serve.
Oh, terrific. Lovely worked forehand topspin down the line from Penny. It's such a clever shot on grass, Anna, isn't it? The slice backhand just slips through the court so quickly.
Going back behind as well, it's so difficult to change direction as well.
titles at the age of 52. 53 career titles to his name in singles.
LTA.
First blemish on his own serve. 2 titles this year. Open de Vendée on a hard court. France for Stefan. He's just missed that. Not by much. But now this is encouraging for British fans. Andrew Penny with an immediate break-back point here. One of 4 British boys who qualified for the inaugural US Open Junior Wheelchair Tennis Championships last September. Beauty. Fine strike. Even got the thumbs up from Stefan Houdet, that one. Penny back on terms here. That'll give his confidence just the boost he needed.
Just settle his nerves down a little bit as well. Just looks a bit shaky in his opening service game. That's exactly what he needed. Some really dominant tennis from him in that returning game. Now he just needs to see if he can find a few more serves in this service game.
Yeah, you're right. Last year, we forget, he was sort of bedding in and rubbing shoulders with the world's best, with Joachim Gerard alongside in doubles. Now, out here, singles court, different ask.
At 15.
Oh, that is outstanding. One for the highlights reel there. Audacious from Stefan Houdet in just the 3rd game, a mark of his confidence. Look at this. Wizardry from the Frenchman.
It's almost like a sand wedge, isn't it?
Yeah, ended up by the umpire's chair, didn't it? Look at this.
I mean, he must have known from when he hit it was going to be perfection.
Yeah, well, you're right, all of his golf prowess coming to the fore there. Break points. French magician. He's missed that one though. Good kick serve from Penny.
It's not often he misses a slice backhand though, is it, Houdet? His bread and butter shot.
Well, he will be furious inside because that's 2 backhand returns that he's had his racket on, and not to play them will enrage the Frenchman, you would imagine. But he's that experienced, he knows it's all about the moment. Right here, right now. That's all you can control as a player. Andrew Penny yields again. A little bit of a soft game there. Houdet takes advantage. So the first 3 games have all been breaks of serve in this opening set, unusually. It's the Frenchman with a 2-1 advantage. He just feels and looks so assured and calm, doesn't he? Been there, done it, got the t-shirt sort of look.
Got many t-shirts, hasn't he, with a wealth of experience, and I think it's easy to sometimes forget he's 52 years old, and you just look at the amount of titles, like you said in the intro, there are 53 singles titles and just 125 doubles titles. He's just seen it all, he's done it all, he's experienced it all, and there's just nothing really that can faze him. no matter what he faces on the tennis court, he knows he's got the tools and the weapons to be able to deal with it.
Time.
And of course, with the winning doubles over his opponent today in the final last year. Nicely done. Quickly up to that.
Last team.
Houdet aware that Andrew Penny sits deep in the court. He's thrown in quite a few drop shots already. That's obviously the favoured tactic from the Frenchman. Yeah, so it was Houdet and Houdet that won the wheelchair doubles title last year against Gerard and Penny.
Much better on the drop shot there from Houdet. Previous backhand he just telegraphed that a little bit. Got a little bit more spin on that one, shorter in the court. Here with a game point for 3-1. Spreading the court beautifully there. He holds on and establishes a no-nonsense two-game cushion as the 52-year-old Frenchman, after 12 minutes, is sitting far more comfortably in his chair. This is where it's important though for the Brit to just try and keep tails of Houdet. Can he just keep holding serve? Houdet will give him opportunities. Yeah, just went a little bit too early there, Penny, and of course it's all about keeping chair momentum. So tricky to do because, you know, with it he just broke to the left a little bit too soon and Houdet caught him out of his peripheral vision, nudged it the other way. You said about chair momentum on the grass courts, it's harder to move, isn't it? You've always got to keep rolling, really hard to get going again. A lot easier on a hard court. Beautifully done. Seemed to have so much time around the ball there because he knew where to wheel into, having created that generous forehand angle. He got ahead of himself there. It's a well-constructed point. So 3 more
break points for Stefan Houdet. Thumbs up from Houdet. I thought for a second there he was pointing wide, but not so. It's good that he's such a celebrant of opponent's success. Nature of evolving the game. The backhand sails long from Andrew Penny, and it's Stefan Houdet who breaks serve again. Trying to create more daylight between himself and Andrew Penny as Houdet. He's got a 4-1 lead, the Frenchman, right now. Inside quarter of an hour of action out here on 5. These top players, Anna, just so masterful at getting the lead and running with the lead. I guess that's an experience issue. Been around for an eternity as those guys enjoy some sun and the terrific tennis on view. They'll probably get a glimpse of court 1 as well, where Taylor Fritz and Yuri Lehechka, the American-Czech combo, just took out Kulhoff and Skutsky, the top seeds in the men's doubles. There's some lovely vantage points around this huge, big sort of courtyard space that is Queen's Club. Surrounded by generous apartments. So Houdet has done a lot of the donkey walk. Can he hold on? And this consolidation game. Oh, wonderfully played. He was taken wide of the doubles tram lines there, but managed to conjure something very special on the wide forehand. Look at this.
You can see as well, Houdet was looking to try and cover the line as well, but Penny just picked his spot and found the gap. You mentioned it though, the change of ends as well, that how experienced these players are, and they know just exactly what they need to do at the right moment. They tend to come up with a first serve or play the right type of point.
Wonderful knife forehand return from Penny, taken very, very early.
Such a smart play from Houdet. Used the higher looping ball, kicked it up to the backhand of Penny. It's the type of smart tennis that we were talking about. Picks the right shot at the right time. Oh, well taken. Very nicely done. Nice sense of calm around that from the young 18-year-old. think Houdet just couldn't get out of the way of the first return at all. I think it was going back, but he had to volley it, otherwise it would have hit the chair. Makes it look so easy.
Advantage, Houdet.
Got such great volleys, great hand skills. Just look at the speed with which he closed down the net.
Terrific and telling length from Andrew Penny there.
Juice.
Pulls the game back to juice. He knows this is such a momentous part of the match. He's got to find a way here, piling on the pressure.
I wonder whether Houdet's maybe going to change where he serves.
Nice.
Again, a fine return and acknowledged by Houdet. So can he win the right point? This is the points that matter in our sport.
Is he going to go and serve down the tee again to the Penny forehand?
He's got it. Cleverly engineered from Andrew Penny. That's more like it. British fan delight as he notches another break of serve. Just nibbles away at the scoreboard deficit after 21 minutes. He's sitting at 2-4 opening set. There'll be more energy in those pushes right now as a consequence of that. He's got his tail up.
Let's first.
That's been the problem for Penny though so far in this opening set. Just any time he's got close to Houdet, he's just really struggled on the serve, given up a few too many opportunities to the Frenchman.
Beautifully done.
Toying with
Deft
him.
touch from Houdet.
See this a drop shot, and then the lob got a little bit lucky with the net cord though. But you just see Penny there hunched over. A little apology there from the Frenchman.
Now 40.
Well, he'll have been hoping for a bite back here, will Houdet? Just what he was gunning for. 3 more break back points to extend his lead.
Game Houdet.
Super accuracy on the forehand return from Houdet.
Houdet leads 5 games.
So he wheels round with a 5-2 advantage. Snatches back the momentum his way, as all good players seem to under match pressure. He's got the majority of answers, and after 24 minutes, 5-2 he leads. enjoying all three men's wheelchair singles quarterfinals on court 5 together. And our BBC audience will at 2 o'clock pop over with me to court 1 to join Alfie Hewitt's match against Asif Abbasi. You're welcome to stick with Anna here on the LTA YouTube with court 5 for the entirety. And as soon as the Hewitt match finishes, I'll be rejoining Anna until the end of play on 5. So after this match, there'll be Gordon Reid against Sundaram. It's our final singles match of 3 on court 5 today. But of course, Alfie Hewitt, court 1 against Asif Abbasi of Pakistan. Houdet here then, serving for the set.
Second serve.
It's funny, isn't it? We always say it takes a little while for a player to bed into a tournament, but I think they're grappling at that far end. Every time someone's served that, and it's tough. Dazzling sun in your eyes. That's a fine return as well. Glimmers of magic and interest from Penny.
Yeah, there's been a little bit of breeze as well. It just looks like it's been quite blustery.
Gerard. 15-40.
Break back points here for Penny. Oh, that's great disguise. I thought he was going cross court with that for a while, but then just carved around the inside of that high forehand. Houdet still afloat in this important service game. And on cue, these guys have got a knack of making first serves and timely returns when they need them most. But I tell you what, the return part of Andrew Penny's game, much improved.
No, he just needs to see if he can find the same consistency on his service games as well.
Elle est belle, it was good.
Houdet, 5 games.
That's a terrific dig from Andrew Penny. Break serve just in the nick of time and remains afloat to contest this opening set still at 3-5 with his serve to come. Now, hopefully, he's at the better of the two ends. Can he find some rhythm here?
I think these first 2 points of the game are going to be crucial. He needs to try and get off to a good start.
Out, 15.
Much better finding a first serve, forcing the error from Houdet. Just fractionally clipping the top of the tape, and Penny just racing through this game. Good deep return there from Houdet. Kicking up to the backhand of Penny. I'm sure he still wants to get this opening set done here and now. Return there from Houdet, back to deuce. But over on court one now, we have the number 1 seed Alfie Hewitt against Asif Abbasi. If you want to join that, head over. Paul Hand will take you through that match. Set up the forehand. Great sliding serve there from Penny. Got the forehand that he wanted, just didn't quite get it done. Set point here for the Frenchman. And gets the job done.
6 games to 3.
Manages to find a break in the end. And the 52-year-old Frenchman does get the job done. 33 minutes for that opening set. Bit of a up and down set there from the Frenchman. Could have been a little bit easier. Just the 33 minutes though. I think both players are going to look to try and improve serving percentages as well. Just look at Houdet there, managed to get 81% of first serves in, but just winning 42% behind the first serve, and same with Penny. Really got to try and up the stats there. Penny's got to take a lot of positives from that opening set though, especially on the return games. If he can just find a way to hold serve a little bit more and put the pressure on Houdet, but maybe just showing the experience there in the end, especially in that last service game.
Second set.
So the Frenchman kicking off the second set. Just couldn't quite find the passing shot down the line. Always just sliding away into the tram lines. And again, just floating wide.
Out 40, 15.
Again, finding that return been really difficult as Penny.
First game, second set.
Just couldn't quite find the return on that forehand, and Houdet manages to hold serve in the opening game of this second set. Just overcooked it a little bit on the drop shot. Crucial moments here in the opening stages of this second set. Just got to try and hang on to his serve here, does the Brit. There's that sand wedge of a drop shot again from Houdet. Gives it so much height. It's just bouncing back in towards the net. Penny had no chance. Double fault from Penny. The task just getting tougher by the minute. Triple break point here for Stefan Houdet. That drop shot has been so good so far. And he finds it again and he gets the early break. Just starting to pull away now from Penny. Just the 6 minutes gone in this second set, already 2-love up. Held it well. Houdet had the chance to finish the point, chose to go for the drop shot. Might just be regretting it. Penny just held it well. Chose to go down the line. Hold there from the Frenchman. 3-love up in this second set. And if he does manage to get the job done here, he will play Joachim Gerard in the semi-finals. His doubles partner as well at this event. They will be taking on Andrew Penny and Dermot Bailey. But the LTA Wheelchair Tennis Initiative, they are hosting 5 one-day events across Great Britain again this year, looking to try and open up the sport to more people and hopefully find the wheelchair tennis champions of the future. They're going to be held in August, September and October. These events are delivered by some of the LTA Performance wheelchair tennis coaches, and hopefully give you the opportunity to learn and develop new skills and qualities. Each of these days will consist of 4 hours on court. All going to be taking place, like I said, in August, September and October. Saturday the 26th at the National Tennis Centre in London, the 10th of September at Chesterfield Lawn Tennis Club, Sunday the 17th at Oxtalls Sports Park in Gloucester, 23rd of September at the Kingsley Tennis Centre in Borden, and October, the date still to be confirmed, at the Eastern Tennis Centre in Norwich as well. So hopefully you can get on down to one of those if you've been inspired by what you've seen so far today. Events, you don't need to own a sports wheelchair to participate or a tennis racket. All the equipment will be provided. Penny. Just trying to keep hold of his service game here.
40-30.
So it's looking like an easy hold for Andrew Penny. All of a sudden, not quite as comfortable. Great backhand into the space. Just a little sign of frustration there from Penny as well. I do feel as if Houdet manages to get the double break, that it's pretty much done and dusted. Does set up a break point. Again, more frustration for Penny. Houdet sensing the opportunity to get the double break. And another untimely double fault from Penny. It does hand Houdet the break, and he does get that 4-love lead in just 14 minutes in this second set. Serve there, just jamming it up into the right hip of Penny. Couldn't just quite get the chair out of the way of the ball quick enough.
70. Houdet leads 5 games to love.
Just one game away from the finish line, the Frenchman. Really just raced away from Penny in this second set. Maybe just a little bit of experience showing. This event here at the Cinch Championships is one of 2 major grass court tennis events held by the LTA in the build-up to Wimbledon. Next week we've got the Rothsay International at Eastbourne, running from the 29th of July to the 1st of July as well. The men's and women's as well next week. World number 1 and defending champion Dida de Groot of the Netherlands once again heads the entry list for the women. Dutch women and world number 3 as well, Yiska Griffian, and China's Shenzhen Zhu. British number 1 and world number 10 Lucy Schuker joins fellow Brits Abby Breaker and Ruby Bishop as well among the entries. For the first time as well, down in Eastbourne, it will also host the quad wheelchair tennis event. But can Houdet get the job done here? shot of the match. Almost bouncing back over onto Houdet's side.
30.
Plays that shot so well, makes it look easy, but I can assure you it's not. We're just 2 points away from the victory. And he disguises that 4-1 so well.
40.
Just held it a fraction till Penny had committed one way and went the other. Brings up 2 match points here for the Frenchman. And he does get over the line in fairly comfortable fashion for the Frenchman. Just the 52 minutes it took to seal his place in tomorrow's semi-final, where he will be taking on his doubles partner and the winner in the previous match we saw here on court 5, Joachim Gerard, the number 2 seed. Should be a fantastic matchup. Great contrast of styles, both so experienced, and we just take a look at these sets. Like I said, 52 minutes. Dished out the bagel in the second set, and really just, you can see that first serve percentage one behind the Penny first serve, just 18%. Houdet really upped his percentages as well. Just was so dominant, created so many chances, and unfortunately for the Brit, Penny really just didn't get a look in, but would have gained a lot of experience. Easy to forget how young he is, just 18 years of age. Still plenty of time to grow in events like these. Can only be beneficial, really just testing himself against the best players, most experienced players in the game. Still got one match here for you on court 5. As you can see, number 3 seed Gordon Reid will be taking on the Indian Manikanth Sundaram. That will be happening in just a few minutes, so hopefully you can join us back for that.
To the right of the chair from Great Britain, Gordon Reed. Thomas Sundaram won the toss and left it to serve. One minute. Seconds. End of warm-up. First set, on our hand, Thomas Sundaram to serve. Ready? 15 love.
So welcome back here to the final match on court 5 between Gordon Reed and Manikanth Sundaram. Huge task for the man from India serving. He's world number 8. Sundaram, currently ranked 235 in the world. What is he going to be able to do against Gordon today?
50-40.
2 break points here already in this opening game for Gordon Reed. Didn't need to hit that one, could have just been long. Sundaram just saves the first of 2 break points. Can he save the next one and get back to juice? can't save second break point, and Gordon Reid races out to an opening break in the first game. As I mentioned, it's going to be a pretty monumental task here for Sundaram, the 51-year-old, born in India but does reside in London. Like I said, current singles ranking 235, has been as high as 221. That was back in February of this year. Useful body serve there. It's one thing Gordon really has, the use of that lefty serve, and so effective on the grass courts, either sliding into the body of the opponent or managing to slide wide, especially on that ad side. And racing through this game already. Serve out wide, racing through another service game.
2 games to love.
2 love up already. It's been a fairly good year for Gordon Reid. He's won 1 title this year up in Bolton, an ITF 2 event. Really looking to put the pressure on here. Yeah, just using that forehand return so well. And again, that forehand causing absolute havoc for Sundaram. 3 more break points here for the double break. And he does get the double break. And he's raced through these opening 3 games. Just a result to bring you out on court 1. British number 1 Alfie Houdet got the job done in extra fast time. That is the potential opponent for Gordon Reid in the next round, which it does look like it will be. So you can see 6 minutes just for the opening 3 games. But it's an exciting time for Gordon Reid. Has been awarded an OBE along with Alfie Houdet in the King's Birthday Honours List. Very proud moment for him. This is the start of the grass court season for them. First of 2 events organised by the LTA. We'll see here at the Cinch Championships, and next week as well at the Rothsay International in Eastbourne. Then obviously culminating at Wimbledon, where we've got plenty of British interest. Alfie Houdet, Gordon Reid, Lucy Schuker, Andy Lapthorne and Greg Slade. So hopefully you can go down and cheer them on. runs in the second week from the 12th to the 16th of July, and it will be covered by the BBC. That serve is causing all sorts of problems for some Sundaram. Comfortable hold there again for Gordon Reid.
Reid needs 4 games to love.
And again, searching for another break of serve here. He's really come out all guns blazing, and Sundaram doesn't really know what's hit him. Winner after winner so far. Reid with another 3 break points to get his 3rd break of the set. So that's a 3rd break of the set for Gordon Reid, and back in the commentary box with me is Paul Hand.
He's all over this, isn't he? Playing some really fine ball, the left-hander, former champion here.
He really has. Just the return has been so good. I think it's been dangerous. There's been far too many times that Sundaram has just served to the forehand, and it's really just got what it's deserved, to be fair, from Gordon Reid, sorry.
Hot day, many seeking welcome shade. There's only a few slithers around the grounds. People staying hydrated at some local watering holes and fed as well. It's so important the caps are on, the sunscreen. It's a really warm day in West London today. Joyous, can't complain. I thought we had terrific weather during the French Open, and then many were sort of saying, well, I guess Wimbledon and the grass season will all be washed out, but not so. It's been absolutely blissful. Here's Gordon Reid then with a heady 5-love stranglehold over this opening set, looking good. He enjoys the grass, doesn't he? His quirky left-handed game with all the variety that he brings is a real handful to any opponent, and it'll be Alfie Hewitt up next for him. Alfie with a win, 6-1, 6-love over the doubles partner of his opponent today, Zif Abbasi.
Looks like a change of racket as well for Sundaram. I'll be hoping it'll bring him a bit more luck, but hasn't quite in this game yet.
Well, a no-nonsense start for Gordon Reid. Merciless, isn't he? Not dropping a single game, and that's what these good players do very, very well. It's just business as usual. It's nothing personal. They're matey and pally off the court, but as soon as they come onto the court confines, it's a different look. And, he's been all business so far out here on court 5.
Barely lost a point, has he?
They're going to have sunburnt legs, aren't they? A lopsided tan for the young lady on the right there. I hope she can get her other leg out to balance the tan. Dog's enjoying the view as well. Oh, she's going to
say the dog's got the good part, hasn't he, in the shade?
Yes, that's true.
Got the cushion as well. Pampered pooch right there. The fellow on the left should get busy, sand those windows down and give him a lick of paint. I think the lady on the right is attempting to work from home. Not sure how much work's going on though.
No, exactly. It's a distraction of all this lovely tennis to oversee, isn't it great? Mike Booth, coach of Andrew Penny in the blue shirt there. We used to work together in the programme down at David Lloyd Southampton for many years.
Next to him was Alex Cochrane as well. Long-time fitness coach for the LTA. Done a tremendous job with all of the British players in such good shape.
Second set, Sundaram to serve.
So the 31-year-old left-hander from Glasgow, world number 8 these days, halfway home in this last quarter-final on quarter-final Friday here.
Oh. Oh. Love 15.
Just so accurate with those returns, a sort of phase of play of the course that gets practiced a lot on the doubles court, and he's ever so alert in that regard. Won their 17th Grand Slam title, of course, a couple of weeks ago in Roland Garros, downing Martin de la Puente and Gustavo Fernandez in the final. Didn't drop a set. Well, that's a wonderful second serve ace. He enjoyed that one, did Marushkanth.
Haven't been too many of those moments, so he's got to enjoy them when he can. Needs to try and find a couple more if he's able to.
He's got a lot of shape on his backhand, hasn't he? Hits with quite a high arc, which of course, there's two ways of getting length in tennis, Anna, aren't there? Either to hit with a lot of speed or a lot of height, and he's obviously choosing the height option, just spinning along there. So Gordon Reid breaking immediately in the second set.
I think sometimes it's good to be able to have that variety, isn't it? You've got to be able to hit through the court, but you've got to be able to change the pace up as well. And obviously he's looking to try and use a little bit more height, but it's pretty tough when you're playing someone like Gordon, who possesses every shot. He's also got the heavy topspin, he's got the slice as well. Just at the moment, Gordon Reid, unfortunately for Sundaram, just does it a little bit better.
Almost 230 world ranking spots between these two. The Indian in the black is 235 in the world. It's going to be a tough ask, just trying to sort of step up to this level against Gordon Reid, who has so many ways to pick a lock. Former champion here in 2021. Super response to the high backhand from Reid. He's done it all in wheelchair tennis, hasn't he, Gordon? The left-hander from Glasgow. Formerly the world #1. It seemed like yesterday, but it's 7 years ago now, back in September 2016. Wimbledon title to his name in men's singles, and he is munching through this one really quickly. Still yet to concede a single game. He looks so relaxed on court, Gordon, doesn't he? He's got a lovely on-court presence, unfazed by anything seemingly. I'm so glad to see him back with no wrist issues right now. Just great to see him fit and healthy and enjoying his tennis again.
I think that's half the battle though with tennis, isn't it? If you can just stay fit and healthy, you then are able to enjoy it, you're able to train more, you play better, and like you say, he just looks like he's enjoying life and really relaxed out on the court.
Really tough for Manoj Kanth right now. He's trying his heart out, I'm sure, but he really does need to get some traction here, otherwise this is just whizzing by. But whatever happens, he, like his doubles partner who got the treatment out on court one, Azif Abbasi, will take a lot from this and bank it as experience and go away, I'm sure, with his doubles partner and work hard on what they've got to do to improve. I'm always a little surprised when anybody turns up in a black outfit on a hot day like this. Oh, I think he wins the point there, doesn't he? Because Gordon couldn't get out of the way.
Maybe
yes,
that's
he does.
a tactic he needs to employ a little bit more.
Yeah.
Nice that they can see the funny side of it.
Yeah, if you can't beat him, take him out.
Great tactic, I say.
Perhaps he'll serve right at him here as well on the fly. Again, a cleverly weighted return of serve off the backhand from Glasgow's left-hander. Breakpoint opportunity here for the world number 8.
Reed leads 3 games.
Reed breaks and wheels around the chair. Completely in the dry here. Well, incidentally, if he does come through this meeting, which kind of looks like the writing's a little bit on the wall at this stage, Gordon Reid and Alfie Hewett will have a 40th career meeting lined up tomorrow in their semi-final, which will be something very, very tasty for all wheelchair tennis fans, I'm sure. And Alfie Hewett, the head-to-head, he leads over Gordon. Any idea what it is, Anna?
Oh, I'm going to guess it's pretty close. Gonna say Alfie's just up by a couple.
25 to 14 in favour of Alfie, yeah. So he's come good a lot over the last 3-4 years or so. Is Gordon Reid set 3-love up? What I love about this is it makes you really appreciate just how good our top wheelchair players are, and the British programme, how generous it is, and lovely to see the backup and the depth in British tennis. Though Sundaram represents India, he's very much established and got a camp in East London where he resides these days, the 51-year-old. Taking advantage of what is really generous funding and programs, facilities available to these top athletes.
There from Sundaram, but you were talking about the support from the LTA and being able to bring up juniors as well, and you look at someone like Ben Bartram, you know, he was getting experience last year and now all of a sudden he's joining the World Team Cup with the likes of Alfie Hewett and Gordon Reid, and what an experience that is for him as well.
Yeah, he did so well in Villamora. He didn't play all of the matches, but he contested quite a few, particularly at the beginning. The latter stages, the two frontmen like Gordon and Alfie stepped up, but Ben, as you say, played a massive part, and rightly so. You know, he's the future. He's the one that's going to be following in in their footsteps, these guys.
Again, Reed.
Gordon Reid holds on, extends his lead to a 7-4 love now. He's all over this one. And let's not forget about Joshua Johns, Ruben Harris and Oliver Cox, who made up the victorious Great Britain junior team in Portugal in May in the World Team Cup. They beat the USA 2-1 in the junior final. So again, more backup, more guys following these guys up through the rankings. Lovely to see.
Just have to think it's great that they've had these role models as well, the likes of Lucy Schuker, Jordan Wiley, Gordon and Alfie obviously as well. It's really sort of inspired them to come through.
Although he doesn't have a singles title to his name, and I'm sure you've mentioned it at the top of the programme, Anna, he won that Bolton Indoor ITF 2 level wheelchair tennis tournament, did Sundaram in February of this year, alongside Abassi, his constant in doubles. So gaining experience, enjoying his tennis, that's what this is all about. Turning the screw even more is Gordon Reid. He is not in charitable mood right now. Just a game away from victory on this sunny quarterfinals Friday. Many of these guys as well will be looking forward to tomorrow, because of course that's when the doubles starts, semi-finals of the doubles, being a 4-pair draw, and that's always really fully engaging.
I always love watching the doubles. It's such a tactical battle, and you've got so many long rallies and just play from so many different areas of the court, so I'm really looking forward to watching that tomorrow.
We'll have the semi-finals of the singles as well.
30, 15.
Yeah, there's no getting that back. Even the world's very best struggle with that swinging left-handed serve, and with that, ace Gordon Reid rolls up to match point. Oh yes, saving his best till last. Manoshkanth Sundaram. He enjoyed that one.
Almost looked a little bit apologetic, didn't he? His best forehand of the match so far.
Gordon Reid with all the answers today, offering up the double bagel. He'll be generous in some kind words, I'm sure. Very diplomatic, very purposeful and businesslike today. Coming through, 6 love then. The British number 2 in no time at all. So hopefully we'll get a look at the numbers. There they are.
A thoroughly professional performance, wasn't it? I mean, you just look at the number of points won. He was just in ruthless mode today, wasn't he? Just offering up the 9 points, and it's a pretty good workout. Didn't have to expend too much energy, and he's going to be needing all of that energy tomorrow against Alfie Hewett. Really looking forward to that all-British encounter. And I'm sure Sundaram had a really good time and really good experience, and like you said, it's just about playing at this sort of level. I'm sure he hasn't really experienced that too much. There's plenty of him to learn from today and work on and go back to take to the training court.
Yes, so as we say, it's going to be a 40th encounter between Alfie Hewett and Gordon Reid tomorrow in the top semi-final of the draw. And then also we'll turn our attention to Joachim Gerard, the Belgian, at the foot of the draw. The second seed takes on Stefan Houdet, Frenchman. So that'll be interesting as well. And of course the doubles draw as well will unfold tomorrow. I'm pretty sure we'll start around noon time locally here in West London. So without too much further ado, that rounds out our play here on Court 5 for the day. We even brought you the Alfie Hewett Asif Abbasi over on our BBC coverage as well from Court 1. So thanks for your company today. Hope you enjoyed the action as much as we did, and do join us midday local time tomorrow for semi-final Saturday. Bye for now from Anna Smith.